If you want to drive sales, build awareness, grow your business, and genuinely win at marketing, there are 5 stages you need to follow and a guiding principle behind every single one of them that you cannot afford to miss. And I know what you're thinking, another framework copied from a book or a YouTube channel, but I've been living this one for nearly a decade through my own businesses and with the clients I work with every week. I've made the mistakes so that you don't have to. This is sensible marketing strategy for founders and small business owners who have built something genuinely excellent but feel like their digital marketing is dramatically underselling it. So, in this video, we're going to build your own marketing strategy step by step, hitting each of the 5 stages in turn, providing real life examples and actionable steps for you to take away and start using in your own business today. If you build your marketing around the strategy that I'm about to share, you'll go from being in the 90% of business owners who are guessing, they're posting and hoping and wondering why nothing's sticking, to the 10% who actually know what they're doing and why it's working. But why listen to this bespectacled Brit? Well, I spent a decade in the film industry in London creating content for some of the world's biggest brands. Then I left to co-found Apostle Coffee. I built it from nothing into an award-winning roastery. And along the way, other founders kept asking me how I was doing it. No, not the coffee, the marketing. So I started to help them, and my marketing studio, Bullfinch Digital, was born. Hello, I'm John, welcome to the channel, and what I'm about to share with you is the exact framework I use with every single one of my clients. 5 stages, let's go. Stage 1, your brand story. Every great business is built around a compelling story. And I don't mean a slogan, this isn't Nike saying just do it or Apple's think different. I'm talking about the people and the founding moments that make a business genuinely different within its niche. It's Ben and his mate Jerry starting an ice cream shop after they couldn't afford the equipment for the bagel shop they'd planned. Or Joe Malone, who grew up on a council estate, left school with no qualifications and started hand mixing scented bath oils in her kitchen as a thank you gift for her facial clients. It's Ben Francis, 19 years old, delivering pizzas for Pizza Hut, unable to find gym clothes that fit his lean physique. So he launched his own, Gymshark, from his garage. Now, chances are you are so close to your own business that your story feels anything but compelling, but that's where you're wrong. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has something genuinely interesting to say about how their business got started. And in a world saturated with AI-generated content, it's these human, personal connections that cut through the noise and make your business impossible to ignore. So let's find yours. Your brand story is the answer to 3 questions. So grab some paper because I suggest that you write these down right now. Number 1, why does your business exist? Number 2, what made you start it? And 3, what do you genuinely believe that your competitors don't? When I built Apostle Coffee, the story wasn't we sell nice coffee. It was about an off-grid, renewably powered roastery deep within the Shropshire Hills. It was all built on a belief that coffee could be environmentally minded, ethically sourced, and genuinely delicious, all at the same time. Now that belief shaped everything. The compostable packaging we championed before anyone else was, the tree planting scheme that we launched before third-party offsetting started to become fashionable, and the way we spoke through our website, so our social media, our PR, every marketing decision was informed by the story at the heart of our brand. We started by towing an old horse trailer back to rural Shropshire, packed with our possessions and a coffee roaster from the 1980s. And with nothing more than a naive curiosity about coffee and a desire to build something from scratch, that detail, that specific moment, is what makes the story so real, so compelling. Anyone can say that they're passionate about coffee. Not many people start with a vintage 1980s roaster and a horse trailer. So try applying those 3 questions to your own business today. If you're struggling to find the answers on your own, ask someone who knows you and your work. This could be a customer, a supplier, a colleague. It's easy to get so deep in the day-to-day that you can't see what's genuinely interesting from the outside. So other people often spot it immediately. Because here's what I know, if you can't answer these 3 questions clearly, your marketing will always feel like something's missing. And your customers are going to feel that too. And it's your customers that we're going to be looking at next. Stage 2, your ideal customer. Now, stage 2 is where most marketing falls apart. And I'll be honest, this is where I see even quite experienced founders getting it wrong too. Now, I'm guilty of this myself. As business owners, it's so easy to get caught up in packing orders, developing new lines, or chasing those sales you're already making that you never stop to really look at who you're selling to. Who's your ideal customer? The person that your entire marketing strategy should be built around. So that's what we're going to nail down right now. And remember, a business who markets to everybody speaks to no one. Here's something that helped me think about this differently. Imagine a stadium full of potential customers, thousands of people all in one place. What's the single most powerful way to get one specific person's attention? Right, so have a think. I would love it if you could drop your answer in the comments below, and I'll be checking your answers. What is the quickest and best way to call somebody out in a crowd of thousands? It's their name. Shout someone's name in a crowded space and they will turn and look at you every single time. Now that is what great marketing does. It calls your ideal customer out by name, speaks directly to their situation, and makes them feel like you've built what you offer, your product, specifically for them. So how did you do? Did you get it right? I'm going to be giving out gold stars in the comments for everyone who did. So what you need is a crystal clear picture of who that person is. This is called your ideal customer profile, your ICP, and this is sometimes called a customer avatar. Now, this isn't a vague sense of people who might need this. It's a specific, detailed picture of who they are, what they care about, what keeps them up at night, what language they use to describe their own problems, and crucially, where they spend their time online. You might have one ICP, which makes your targeting incredibly focused, but more typically, you'll have 2 or 3, because different products within your offering will suit different people. But start with one, and here's how you do it. Write down a description of your single best customer, someone you've already done business with. Now, this isn't your average customer, it's not the customer you'd like to attract, it's your best one to date. Even better, make it the customer who got the most value from your product or service, the customer who always comes back or refers you to their friends, the one who you could happily point prospective customers to for a testimonial. Now, this person is your North Star. Once you have them in your mind, you're going to write down their key defining characteristics. And there are 6 things I want you to define. Who are they? Give them a name and a one-line description of their situation. Now, an ICP doesn't have to be a single individual. It can be a couple, a household, or a type. So what defines them? Age, location, income, lifestyle. You should be as specific as possible here. What motivates them in relation to your product, but also the broader interests and values that shape their decisions? What attracts them to your offer? So what signals them to tell them that you're the right choice? What problems can you solve for them? So what's keeping them up at night that your product or service genuinely fixes? And where do they hang out? This isn't down the pub. I mean the online spaces and platforms that they use and trust, because that's where your marketing needs to show up. Let me walk you through a real example. I work with a brilliant family-run campsite in the Shropshire Hills called The Green. Now, a quick bit of context, they offer camping, caravanning and yearly touring pitches where customers pay for a seasonal spot and they can come and go as they please, always knowing that their pitch is going to be there waiting for them. So for this ICP, we're going to focus on the product or service, which will be touring caravan pitch. So number 1, who are they? Jon and Sue, the settled adventurers. They're a retired couple. They're long-term holiday makers looking for a home away from home. They're not tourists passing through. They want to be part of a returning seasonal community. Number 2, what defines them? They're 55 to 70. They're retired or semi-retired. They're based in the Midlands of the UK or perhaps the Northwest, within a couple of hours' drive of The Green. They've got stable pension income, mid-range disposable income, and they're routine orientated, so they value community, the countryside, and calmness over novelty. Number 3, what motivates them? So they want to return to the same peaceful spot every season rather than start somewhere new each time. They enjoy walking, short day trips and getting to know the other regulars. They like belonging to a site and not just renting a pitch. Number 4, what attracts them? They're after a safe, well-maintained long-term base with reliable facilities and consistent management. They probably appreciate locally run, eco-friendly family businesses over larger corporate holiday parks. They appreciate clear communication, a friendly tone, and transparency. Number 5, what problem can The Green solve for them? Rising pitch prices elsewhere, so we can show them a clear competitive price. Sites that feel too commercial or entertainment heavy, bit noisy. So we're going to communicate the quiet, peaceful community feel of The Green. They're probably uncertain about storing their caravan over winter, so if we can offer them advice or practical solutions around that problem, we're cooking. Number 6, where do they hang out? Now, they're likely to be using Facebook, going on caravanning and touring groups, motorhome clubs, probably the National Trust, garden centres, and even YouTube, so caravan and motorhome lifestyle content from other couples just like them. So that's the ICP Jon and Sue. And here's the thing I always remind my clients, knowing your ideal customer isn't about excluding anybody, it's about speaking so clearly to one person that they feel like you've built your entire business specifically for them. It's calling that person out in a stadium of thousands. So when you can do that, others are always going to follow. Even if you have a strong instinct for who your ICP already is, go through those 6 questions today and get it written down on paper. And if you're already sweating about the time it's going to take you, let me save you the work, because I've built a tool called marketer.io. It's linked below and it builds your ICPs for you. It only takes a couple of minutes and you can even edit the results to make your ideal customer profile perfect. It's completely free to get started, so go and check it out. So stages 1 and 2 are deeply connected. Your story and your ideal customer shape each other, and you'll find yourself moving back and forth between them. That's the work. There's no shortcuts. This is about building the solid foundations that are going to make your marketing hold together across platforms. And with your ICP in place, stage 3 is where we take it somewhere really useful, because now we can talk about the transformation your product or service actually delivers. Stage 3, your transformation. Right, you know your story, you know who you're speaking to, but there is another key feature of your marketing strategy that has to be clarified if you want to jump from chump to marketing pro. So what exactly is it you do for your ideal customer? Now, I don't mean listing your products and services. We have 3 colours of cooking pots available in 4 sizes. I mean articulating the transformation that your product or service is going to deliver. What pain point or frustration is happening in your customers' lives that only you can address? What is it that only your product or service can solve for them? So you need to be transforming their situation from one of pain and discomfort to their desired state of satisfaction and comfort. In its most literal sense, a pain point is a headache that an aspirin will provide that relief for. But thinking back to our ICP of John and Sue, it's finding a spot for their caravan this year that is quiet and peaceful within a community of like-minded people. So here's the difference to remember. A product is a thing, but a transformation is the change that happens to someone because of that thing. So to explain, a plumber doesn't just install boilers, they provide a family with a warm home in winter. A personal trainer, he doesn't sell workout sessions, he works to build the body and confidence that their clients have always dreamed of. When you frame your offer in terms of the transformation that it provides to your customer, and when you explain to them what life looks like after they've worked with you, you stop selling just a product and start telling a compelling story that paints a picture of where they are now and where they could be with your help. And that's a story that can't be ignored. So for this stage, the question to ask is, what does my customer's world look like before they've bought from me? And how does it look after? What's the difference? What's better? What problem no longer exists for them after they've used my product or service? And here's a pro tip. Think about the tone of voice and language you're using. It should speak directly to the customer. Have you ever been stuck at a networking or social event where the person you're stuck talking with is boring on about themselves? There is nothing more tedious than a one-sided conversation. Now, the way to really connect with someone is to ask them direct questions about their own life and experience. You should be using words like you and your. So let me show you an example from my own website. So we know from speaking with our Apostle Coffee customers that the first time they buy from us, they're looking for reassurance that the coffee will taste good without the need for fancy barista level gear. So the pain point we're addressing is that fear that they can't make coffee as good as at their local cafe. So here's how we take that problem and offer a transformation to any customer who buys from us. This is copy right from the website. Great coffee shouldn't be this hard. If you've ever bought a bag of coffee that didn't quite taste right or struggle to make cafe quality coffee at home, that's exactly why we created Apostle. We source exceptional coffees, roast them fresh every Monday, and deliver them straight to your door so you can make better coffee at home without the guesswork. Start your subscription. You can see it right there in the copy. You illustrate the problem, their struggle to make cafe quality coffee at home. You speak directly to the customer so you can make better coffee at home, and you finish with your solution without the guesswork. So when you break it down into manageable steps, it's easy to repeat this messaging across your entire marketing. So find that pain point, tickle that frustration, and offer your customer the only solution that can transform them, your product. And the cherry on the top is in our next section, where you combine stages 3 and 4 and you end up supercharging your marketing strategy. Stage 4, your compelling offer. This is the stage most people jump straight into, and it's understandable as we can see it everywhere. They're at the supermarket, our favourite online retailers are using them. Heck, even the guy down the fruit market is shouting out offers. So this is where you can feel like you're making clear marketing choices. It's something you've recognised and can implement quickly. But this is exactly why this stage sits all the way down at number 4. A compelling offer only works when it's built on the foundations that we've just laid. A clear story, a well-defined ideal customer, and a transformation that they actually want. Without those three things in place, even a brilliant offer falls flat because nobody knows why they should care, and they're certainly not going to cough up for it if you're knocking 20% off willy-nilly. So why bring it up at all? If you found an ideal customer profile in a moment of transformation that's ready to buy, surely you don't need a compelling offer at all. Well, in that case, I'd have to agree with you, because when you're talking to the right person, you're going to hit a home run every single time. But what about those customers sitting on the fence? The customer who fits your avatar but needs a little bit more convincing than the next guy. And that is where our compelling offer comes in. The goal at this stage is to convert your audience into a sale or attract them with something alluring. And this is where keeping it really simple pays off. So there are two compelling offers that we're going to look at: the lead magnet and the value hook. Any of you lot into fishing? Because a value hook is something that you dangle in front of a waiting fish, making it easy for you to reel them in for a sale. It can be a simple offer like free postage, and spoiler, this is what we do on Apostle's website for all of our new members. 10% off your first purchase, which You've Got Me Here Too, we also offer for newsletter signups on our website, or offering a bundle on several items all at once. And yes, our coffee members get a complimentary jar to store their beans in. Coming back to our identification of pain points and moments of transition in our customer, it could even be an emotional reason to make a purchase. So something like a limited time offer, we've just got fresh stock in, get your order in now, a 30-day money-back guarantee. We could dedicate an entire video to the sort of offers you could be using, and I might do that, so watch this space. But the key is to make it something that you're happy to give away or include without it impacting negatively on your reputation or margin. Compare this to the lead magnet. And now this is exactly what it sounds like. We're magnetically drawing people towards our product and offer who might need a little more convincing before they commit. Now this is quite often a free sample. It could be a free tool or a useful guide like this YouTube video, or it could be a taster session, a brochure that's posted for free. Anything that lets your ideal customer experience some of the value that you offer in your main product or service with minimal personal risk. The goal isn't to give lots away for free, it's to let them get a taste of the transformation that awaits, so that when you ask them to take a plunge, to buy, to book a call, to subscribe, the decision feels like a no-brainer. So let's think about what you could offer your ideal customer today at zero cost or very low commitment. Something that gives them a real taste of what working with you delivers. Here are a few quick examples, and you know me, I love a coffee offer, so this one is from my website. The product is a coffee subscription and the lead magnet is a free quiz. It's a tool really. It's something to show them personal curation, provide product clarity, and a little flex at your expertise. Here's the example. Not sure where to start? Take our 30-second coffee quiz and we'll point you to the best fit. Find your perfect coffee club. How about this one for a campsite? A free guide or booklet, a plan your visit guide, local walks, restaurants, things to do, stuff that helps sell the experience before someone's even booked. And lastly, log cabin builders, a free checklist, 10 things to check before you commission a log cabin. Now this technique positions you as the expert before even starting a conversation about costs or budgets of a build. And here's something worth knowing. Most research suggests it takes around 10 touch points before a customer even registers that your brand exists. A well-placed lead magnet knocks a few of those off the list in one go, and it makes you a lot harder to ignore in the process. These moments are the first date in your customer relationship, and when you get it right, it's the memorable moment that turns a stranger scrolling past your content into someone who genuinely wants to know more. Stages 3 and 4 are where your marketing really starts to click into gear, because now you're not just telling people what you do, you're showing them what life looks like with you in it. And in stage 5, we're going to look at exactly where and how to get all of this in front of the right person. Stage 5, your marketing distribution. You've made it to stage 5, which means your strategy is really taking shape. And if you haven't already, please tap that subscribe button below. It really helps support the channel and it allows me to make resources just like this. And it also means you won't miss out on any of my next videos, which is going to take your marketing strategy even further. Right, on to stage 5. And this is exactly where most people start with their marketing, which is exactly the problem. Here's some things I get asked all the time. Should I be on TikTok? Do I need a podcast? Should I be doing more on Instagram? How about LinkedIn? Clients are asking me these questions all the time, and I can completely understand why. These are the bits of marketing that feel most visible. So we see and read about breakout successes in all of these platforms, and you get to see these things working phenomenally well for others. So it's super tempting just to jump in and start doing it too. But platform choice is a distribution decision, not a strategy decision. You can't distribute something effectively if you don't know what you're saying, who you're saying it to, or what you want them to do when they hear it. Without stages 1 to 4 in place, you're essentially shouting into a room and hoping that the right person is in it. But with the foundations we've already built, platform choice becomes pretty straightforward, because this is entirely about where your ideal customer hangs out. And you'll remember this from stage 2. And to clarify, this isn't about you or your product. It's not about where you'd like to be. It's not about what your competitors are posting. It's all down to where your specific customer, your ICP, spends their time online. It's where they ask their questions and they trust the answers that they get back. So it's time to revisit John and Sue with their touring caravan. Now they hang out in Facebook caravanning groups. They watch YouTube videos from couples just like them. So that is where the Greens Caravan Park messaging and offers need to show up, not on TikTok. Please don't prove me wrong by commenting loads of TikTok content I've missed. And this is the bit most people get wrong. Pick 1 or 2 platforms and do them properly. Consistency beats omnipresence every single time. A business that shows up brilliantly on Instagram and sends a genuinely useful weekly email will outperform a business posting half-heartedly across 6 platforms every single time, I promise you. So the question to ask yourself is simple. Where is your ICP spending their time online? So you need to go back to those 6 questions from stage 2 because the answer is sitting right there. And once you know where to show up, commit to it. Use whatever helps you to show up consistently, whether that's a simple content calendar, some sort of scheduling tool, or something like Marketer.io. It's a platform that I've built especially for this. It takes you 5 minutes to get started. It's completely free. Links in the description. But that's not all. The bonus stage. This is the why. Be intentional. Right, I said 5 stages and I've given you 5, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I left it just there. Because in my experience, this last point is the thing that separates the businesses that sustain their marketing from the ones that burn out after 6 weeks. Be intentional about why you're doing this. And it's not to grow the business. That's not specific enough. What does growth actually look like for you? Is it more revenue? Is it more of the right customers? Is it more emails in your wait list? Is it building a loyal community? Be clear on what success means, your specific version of it, because this is what's going to let you measure it. And measurements matter, not because you need to be obsessed with numbers, because it's the only honest way to know what's working and what isn't. So launch something, launch a newsletter, launch an Instagram campaign, learn from it, fix it or cut it, and then double down on the things that are actually working. The founders I've seen build genuinely strong marketing aren't the ones who came up with the most creative campaigns. They're the ones who've stayed intentional, they kept it simple, and they were honest with themselves about what the results were telling them. So that is the killer mindset. Launch, learn, fix, and repeat. That's it. That's all great marketing ever is. The 5 stages working together with the intention to measure what matters and keep improving. If you found this video useful, I would genuinely love for you to share it with another founder who's in the thick of figuring this stuff out. It might be exactly what they're looking for right now, and you could be the person to help. And if you want to keep on going, you want to carry on improving your strategy, you're not going to want to miss out on this next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.